again welcome to you all in my social science class. I'm Arshi Aziz and I'm teaching you chapter number 8 of history, education and British rule. So children, today I'm going to explain you national education and beginning of modern education in Aligarh and Baroda. National education. Children, towards the end of the 19th century, many Indians became dissatisfied with the British system of education in India. They felt it was teaching the youth to admire everything Western and look down on everything Indian. They felt the need for national education which would teach the youth to take pride in their own culture. The idea of adopting Western education was highly debated in colonial India. Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore were two prominent personalities who influenced this debate. Of the two, Gandhi was more critical of Western education. He believed that after gaining Western education, the youth of India would lose pride in their culture and would develop a sense of inferiority. He was strongly against the idea of using English as a medium of instruction and campaigned for education in Indian languages. He believed that the use of English would make Indians strangers in their own land, while native languages would help them relate with the people of their country. Thus, Mahatma Gandhi campaigned for education focused on traditional Indian subjects in native Indian languages. Rabindranath Tagore, on the other hand, was not entirely against Western education. He advocated a combination of Indian and Western education for the overall development of a child. In fact, Tagore started a school called part-5 at Shanti Niketan in 1901. Where he could apply his philosophy of education. The word Shanti Niketan is a combination of the words Shanti means peace and Niketan means abode. Hence the name Shanti Niketan means abode of peace. While Western subjects were taught at Shanti Niketan, the school followed the Gurukul method of learning. Unlike the formal classrooms of Western education, classes of Shantiniketan were held in the open air, the shade of trees, keeping students close to nature. The schools of Shantiniketan combine education in science and technology with arts. While Western education was solely focused on science, on the other hand, Shantiniketan taught science as well as music, dance, painting, and other creative arts. Practical arts and skills were also taught at Shantiniketan, while Western education was based on fixed books with a fixed syllabus. Learning at Shantiniketan followed the child's natural curiosity. In simple terms, Rabindranath Tagore promoted an education system in which a child is free to think and explore new ideas. The National Council of Education was set up in 1906. The engineering college set up by this council later developed into the Jadavpur University in Calcutta. Among other institutions for national education were the Kashi Vidyapith, the Bihar Vidyapith, and Jamia Islamia Aligarh, which later shifted to Delhi. Children, so these all about the national education. Children, Mahatma Gandhi promoted the cause of national education. He felt it suited Indian needs. While addressing the Royal Institute of International Affairs in 1931, he felt that Western education had left India more illiterate than it was 50 or 100 years ago. I hope children you may understand about that the national education. Children, now we are study about that the beginning of modern education in Aligarh and Baroda. In 1842, Persian was replaced by English as the language of law courts. Some of the educated Muslims realized the importance of Western education and learning for the development of their community. The most outstanding among them was the social reformer Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, who later became famous as a leader of the Aligarh movement. Under his leadership, the Scientific Society of Aligarh was set up in 1864 with a view to translating scientific texts written in English into Urdu. In 1875, children, please keep this date in your mind. He played a leading role in the foundation of the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College in Aligarh, which later came to be transformed into the Aligarh Muslim University. The purpose of establishing this institution was to impart Western education to students without overlooking the fundamental values of Islam. It was an attempt to combine the Eastern and Western systems of learning. So children, this is about the beginning of modern education in Aligarh. Next is Baroda. Children, Baroda was one of those princely states which was not under the direct rule of the British. So, British educational reforms were not applicable there. However, it produced a line of rulers who understood the importance of educational reforms. The most important among them was Maharaja Sayaji Rao Gaikwad III. Under his leadership, Baroda became the first Indian princely state to adopt free and compulsory primary education for everyone. So children, he also encouraged women's education and allocated funds for the establishment of a university in Baroda. It was primarily due to his efforts that as many as 2,614 schools were operating in Baroda by 1945. He established centers of higher learning including the Baroda College and organized a public library system. So children, here our chapter finished. I hope all are understand, and children, please watch my previous videos, subscribe my channel. Take care each and everyone.